Hello, legacy, divine, luxury love goddesses. As you see the title, marriage is a calling. How do you know you are called to be married? That was my question for 20 years. And I feel inspired to share this with you today because it took me 20 years to figure it out. If you don't know who I am, my name is Marie Sherilyn. I am a love, dating, courtship, and relationship coach. It is my obsession to help women leaders, successful women, educated women, accomplished women who are Christian, who are spiritual, to help you manifest your legacy, divine masculine husband, so you can create your legacy, divine luxury love marriage. This is my passion. I can talk about this all day long. So, the number one the number one thing to know if you are called to be married, number one, if you could do it over again, if you knew what you knew today, if you knew that you need to do the healing work, be intentional and be strategic to attract and manifest the best man for you, you would only have one sex partner, and he would be your husband, and you have no desire to explore many people to have intimacy with, to have sex with. That is the number way to know you are called to be married, because marriage is a monogamous container, my love. People who are practicing polygamy, polyamory, and all these crazy things out there, that's not marriage. That could be a partnership, that could be an entanglement, that could be, I don't know, but it's definitely not marriage. The own marriage is a monogamous container. So if you are called to be married, you're gonna have some desire within you that you wish you could just have picked the best man for you and create this amazing marriage with him and explore each other different ways, of course, different ways, but the same person. Like you, I didn't know any better either. My family didn't know any better. So I was thrown in the dating world, or I told myself the dating world, 18 years old. So I made a lot of mistakes. So I ended up having more than one sexual partner, but that's not really what I wanted. But if what I really wanted is that one person to go through life with and explore life with. So today, my husband, he don't know who he's gonna come home to. Some days he come home to Beyonce. Some days he come home to Pamela Anderson. I have blonde hair. Some day he come home to I have different contacts that I wear. I have blue hair. I have orange hair. I have red hair. I wear different outfit. I love to dance, so I practice different kind of dance routine, and I perform it for him. He just loses it. He just love all the different version of me. But I mean, if I knew what I knew today, I would have waited for him. So if you feel like if you feel like monogamy or being with one person, if you could just choose one person, you would be with that person for the rest of your life. You knew what you knew today. You are called to be married, my love. You are called to be married. Number two, before I said this, my number one value before I was married was freedom. If anything looks like it could hinder my freedom, and I figured this out when I was in the military. My number one value was freedom until I was in the military, and I realized I don't want to be in contract. I don't want anything to hold my ability to move around how I want, how I choose to. So because that was my number one value is freedom, I did not want to have children. And then, but guess what? Every time I saw kids, every time I saw a woman pregnant, every time, especially babies younger than 6 months old, oh my God, my heart just feels so open with so much joy to see such innocent. And I just want to protect them and do everything I can. I'm willing to go to war for a little baby. If you want to have children, you are called to be married. Looks like my camera is blurry, but it's okay. If you want to have children, you are called to be married, because it takes two people to have children, a man and a woman. Then that means it takes two people to raise a child, a man and a woman. Yes, accidents happen. I wasn't raised with my mother and my father either. Actually, it was raised with my grandmother. But in my culture, they have something called godmother, godfather. So if something happened to the mother of the child, so the godmother, godfather will take over. The mother, the father, the child will take over to raise the child. So that's in my culture. I went to Catholic school. Most of the people I grew up with are Catholic. So we have that within our culture, but overall, a child is supposed to be raised by his mother and his father. So if you have that feeling you want to have children, if you want to be if you want to have grandchildren, if you like the idea of building legacy for your grandchildren, you want to make life better for them, you are called to be married, my love. You are called to be married because children should only be raised in a marriage container because not only is this divine design, and that's what all of us looks like my my video is blurry, is bad, great. So not this is divine design, but when we look at the data, we look at the research, when we look at all there is to look at, people who grow up with their mother and father in a healthy marriage are healthier, they are happier, they have more emotional regulation, they have more emotional mastery, they do better in life financially. All the data you can think of it, you can go Google, spend a whole day. Like I love to look at data. I love to Google stuff. I love to go all the government website, the Census Bureau. I do. That's why I quote a lot of stuff that I quote, and I also learn it from other mentors as well. So if you go everywhere, people who grew up with a mother and a father in a healthy marriage are healthier, they're happier, they more have more emotional availability, more emotional mastery, they do better in life, they become better parents. It's just you cannot dispute the data. So I know I'm coming from a spiritual perspective, but if you want to have children, if you want to be a grandparent, you want to nurture, you have so much love in your heart that you can't keep it to yourself. You just want to share, which is why people have children. People, although most people are not conscious of this, people have children because they have so much love in their heart. They want to share it and just give it to another human being. That's why most people have children. And if you because there's so many ways you can choose not to have children. If you have children, that's because you have a lot of love in you. That's the reason why you have children. So having children definitely is an indicator you are called to be married. So even though freedom was my number one value, I want to go. I travel the world. I've been to all kind of celebrity parties. I mean, every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I was gone. I had a job. By Thursday, but most of my job I work 4 days a week. By Thursday, 5 p.m., I was free, and that's the reason I chose this job. This job, I was in sales for a long time. Um, and finance. These kind of jobs, they have more flexibility. I had a lot of freedom so I could do and enjoy my life. But whenever I saw children, something happened to me. Whenever I saw babies, something happened to me. Whenever I was like, oh my God, I want to be a mom, but I don't know if I want to give up my freedom. You are called to be married. If you're feeling like me, you're called to be married. I didn't know. I just thought I just loved kids. But now I know these were the sign from God telling me you are supposed to be a wife. You're supposed to have a husband. Number three, how do you know you are called to be married? Number three, you want to have a best friend that you can be emotionally naked with. You can tell your best friend anything. You can tell him your deepest aspiration. You can tell him your highest goal. Like your goal could be as high as the sky. Sometimes I'm talking to my husband. My husband said, that's a little high. I think you should come down a little bit. But I feel so comfortable to tell him about. Even though he said that's gonna take about 25 years to accomplish. I'm like, do that in 10 years. I can share all my dreams with him, all my regrets with him. You want someone you can all your regret, all your mistake, you can share that with the person. If you have that calling, you want to be emotionally, intimately naked with someone, you are called to be married. Yes, you can have a best friend. Like I have 6 women friends that I talk to almost every day. Think about me. Yeah, I've told them everything I've done. I've done all my mistakes, all my regrets, and it just hits different when I tell my husband. Even though he corrects and direct me and say, "Hey, you should have never done that," whatever, he tell me, "Okay, yeah, whatever." Even though I know he's gonna direct and correct me, and he's gonna tell me his opinion, I feel so emotionally safe to tell him all my crazy things I've done in the past, all the celebrity parties I went to, what happened, and all the crazy goals I have in my head and all my aspiration and all how I want to bless the world, how I want to have a philanthropy, and I have these things I can tell him. That level of intimacy, mistakes, regrets, things you wish you never done, all these things that you like open up your heart emotionally, be able to share it with someone. It is only designed for you to do this with your husband or your husband to do it with you. Of course, I don't believe in emotionally vomiting on a man all the time. I have a lot of emotional mastery, and a lot of things I process myself. But if there's something I want to share with my husband, I share it with him. It's something I feel called to share it with. I share it with him. Yeah, I share things with my friends, and they understand me. But guess what? My friends did not sign a contract to be with me for the rest of my life. They are volunteer, okay? They are volunteer. They can move my life anytime, any day. Of course, a husband can do that as well. But when someone sign a contract, went into the church, say he will be with you for the rest of your life, it just hits different if that person is also your best friend you can be emotionally naked with. So actually, a lot of marriages don't work out because they don't have intimacy, emotional nakedness together. So it's important, if you are married, that of course, you if in a good marriage, a healthy marriage, a legacy developed through love marriage, that you share your heart, your soul with your husband. So there is nothing between you and him. This is what's supposed to happen when you get married. You're supposed to have your person, your best friend for life. Okay. So number 4, I used to go to so many weddings. Oh my goodness. I went to so many weddings. Almost every year I went to at least 2 to 5 weddings a year. Whenever the bride is walking down the aisle and everybody's looking at her, you can feel God is in the air. You can feel, of course, the bride is extremely beautiful that day. Her hair is immaculate. You can feel, and I love going to weddings. I love wedding because of that moment. It is so beautiful to me. Even people who don't believe in God and don't care about spirituality, you can see God is present in that moment. The second thing that used to get to me when I go to wedding is when the groom write his vows and he says it from his heart. I always cry. Oh my goodness, I always cry. So if you love, like if you love, you love to see people in love. You love to see people getting married. You love to see people getting cherished. You love to see women, whether women or men, whoever you are, you love to see the celebration. Like I kept going on wedding because I just love to see people in love. I love to see people really like like saying to each other and in front of God, in front of the Lord, that they will be together forever, even though a lot of time it doesn't happen. But the intention was there. If you love, let's say when you on social media, people post they got married, they got engaged, it brings so much joy in your heart. Even though you're not married, you just want the best for anyone who is lucky or privileged enough to find their legacy divine masculine husband, hopefully. You just want the best for them. You just like to see love. You just like to see that. That was me. Even though I swear to God, freedom was my number one value, and I want to travel in the Caribbean and Europe and Asia and go everywhere, I still love seeing people in love. I love to see commitment, to see somebody serious with each other. Even though I was not practicing it for 20 years, but that Catholic in me kept reminding me, "You're supposed to be a wife. You're supposed to have a husband." No, it's gonna take my freedom away. I'm not doing it. Until I woke up when I was 39 years old. Woke up and I answered the call to be a wife. So yeah, these are the four ways you can tell that God created you to be a wife. I don't believe everybody's supposed to be a wife. Every woman's supposed to be a wife. I think about, would say 90% plus women should be wives. But there are people who have no desire for intimacy. There are people, if you're not called to be married, you have no desire for intimacy. The idea of having one partner, like one sexual partner, like you could never do that. I have a friend, not a close friend, but she's a friend. She could not see herself being one person for 50 years. She's definitely not called to be married because marriage is a monogamous container. All right. So these are the 4 points I want to share with you. So if you feel like I felt for 20 years, I was fighting this urge. 20 years. That's like 10 to 20 times a year. I'm fighting this urge that I'm called to be married, but I'm saying I want my freedom. I want to spend my money how I want. I want to go celebrity party. I want to travel. I've done all that with my husband. Could have done all that. This is the crazy. This is how your mind, when you don't have a coach, you don't have somebody mentoring you, like your mind, what my Christian called the devil, trying to convince you you can't do that when you met. Beautiful thing when I was traveling, I met couples who were in Jamaica together, who were Paris together, in Italy together, in Thailand together, in so many places together. They were having the so much fun together. But for whatever reason, my limiting belief thought I couldn't have that with a husband. I was doing it with my girlfriends, of course. I had like 10 girlfriends. We traveled the world everywhere for like 20 something years. So, yes, my love. So, if you feel called to be married, reach out to me. This is what I do. This is my genius. I was put in the world to usher women in legacy, divine, luxury, love marriage, which is the marriage you marry for life. That marriage is between a divine legacy, divine masculine husband with a legacy divine feminine woman. This is what I teach in my course, and I'm excited to help you. If you feel like you are called to be married, send me a message, send me a DM. It would be my pleasure. It would be my pleasure to be your guide, to be your mentor, to help you accomplish really beside worshiping God and taking amazing care of this physical body God has given us, eating, exercise, beauty care, your first, your first purpose in life is to be a wife. After God, after your health, if you have kids, you gotta put the kids there. If you're not married, your next one, which I feel is your first or your second purpose, your first purpose, in my opinion, is to be a wife. I am the one, I'm the coach. This is what I do. I love to talk about this all day long. So send me a DM and I will be happy to usher you to the land of legacy, divine, luxury, love marriage. See you soon.